All right, it's episode nine of the 90-day challenge. 99 problems, but this ain't one. So today, I'm gonna talk a little bit about a video I watched yesterday, or a show I watched yesterday on ESPN. They were discussing Vince Lombardi. What made Vince Lombardi so good? Now, here's a man who took a team to numerous Super Bowls. Not only took him to numerous Super Bowls, but won multiple Super Bowls back to back to back. what what possesses the man to do that? Before this man came in that took over the coaching position, the team was about a 50, around 50 55% winning percentage. The decade that he steps in, they just jump up to a 75% win percentage. 89 and 29 for that decade. Are you kidding? That's incredible. What does he do to take a team to that level? Not only just for a short amount of time, but for 10 years, for a decade he does this. And it was just the principles that he laid out, or that was discussed about that he laid out when he was coaching, was kind of phenomenal to me. But they're phenomenal in the fact that he was able to take these such simple principles and make such drastic change within the men. Now they spoke about how I think it was like 9 out of the 11 starters they had on the team went to the Hall of Fame. I may have the numbers wrong, but there's like only two people didn't go to the Hall of Fame. Put it that way. That means the man was coaching excellence. Now you can't believe that they had a whole team full of superstars that had to fall upon his coaching, a lot of it. But what they started off saying was that when he came in, he immediately took over training the men, training the team on their just training the body on the body. He just worked them and worked them and worked them and worked them. And when he got tired, he worked them some more. And then when they threw up, he worked them some more. He worked them till they could just completely fit. And then he worked on their mind. He started training them and teaching them fundamentals of being a man, of being. And again, we're talking about grown men now, but still teaching them about being fundamentals of being a man, but also on the basics of the game, the fundamentals of the game. So I'm really going to boil it down to three little spots here. There's going to be dedication, consistency, and a mindset. And I will sum these up into some sentences that I heard from the show. The show gave a couple quotes, a couple clips from when he was coaching, and also from when he was on the sidelines, coaching in practice and on the sidelines. The first one we'll talk about, I guess, dedication here. He said that he relentlessly chase perfection, knowing full well he would not catch it. But we will relentlessly chase it, because in the process we will catch excellence. The man was dedicated to his craft. He was constantly trying to mold his players, constantly trying to make his team better, trying to make them perfect. But he wasn't stupid, you know. He couldn't get perfection, but what he says, we're going to be dedicated the towards trying to catch perfection, towards doing everything we can to become perfect, because in so doing, we're going to go ahead, we're going to become an excellent team. He didn't want to settle for a good team. I know I've heard the saying before, and I'm sure you've heard it before, that you're gonna reach for the stars, and then if you don't hit the stars, you just settle for the moon. I mean, you're still out of this world. But here's the next thing. He said it's about being consistency. Now, a 75% win percentage is pretty doggone consistent, especially when you're talking about the major leagues. Now, a professional team. Consistently, he says it to this: I'm not remotely interested in being good. Now, how do you stop from being good? If you're not remotely interested, that means you have no. It's not anywhere close to you. Good is nowhere even on your. Not even your scale. It's excellence or better. So How do you perfect? How do you instill consistency? How do you instill this mindset of not being selling for good? It comes through consistently. He's constantly drilling these things into the players' heads. He's constantly drilling the players on the different techniques, the different skill sets, the different plays. I mean, he was known for just the sweep. Now, for all you football players who may not know what that is, just put it this way: the man had a play that he was average 8 yards a carry. Anytime he ran this play, he averaged about 8 yards a carry. You only need 10 to get a first down. But how does he do that? He said what it was said about him was that he planned extremely, extremely well. Not only was he planning for the games, but he planned his practices extremely well and did not settle for less than full effort. He didn't settle for anything less than you learning and getting better every practice. There was no stop. You will consistently improve, and that way you will consistently stay at the level. Because you think about it, anytime you win the Super Bowl, anytime wins the championship, like the Super Bowl or the Major League, you win the World Series. Anytime that happens, you know the rest next year, the rest of the teams are fighting or vying for that position. They're trying to knock you off your throne, so to speak. So they're going to get better. The coaches are going to adapt to good coaches are going to adapt to what you did this last year and make some improvements to their team and to their team strategy to try to beat you. So that means if you're on top of the throne, you got a little more to work for because you've already proved you can beat everybody. So all you can do is get better yourself. So he's instilled this into these players that they have to get better. Period. They have to be consistent. You're going to be at practice. You're going to learn this. You're going to learn these drills. Every game, after every game, when he goes to next practice, he was drilling into them fundamentals. Again, right back to the fundamentals. Now, talk about dedication, talk about consistently. Then we got to talk about the mindset. What was said that one of the players said that after they've been worked so hard where they just could barely move anymore, then Coach Lombardi will work on their mindset. He would work on instilling the right thoughts into their head, the thoughts of being a winner, of basically, I guess what he said. He also said something along the lines of um, something about winning is not the only thing, but it is everything. I think that's what he said. Winning is not the only thing, but it is everything. I may have that backwards. But either way, the point being, he was always focused on winning. When winning requires you to get better. It requires you to have the right mindset. Not only have your bunch of bodies taken care of, it's all about the mindset. Because in the end, I know from personal experience, I've gotten to a point where playing in sports and so forth, or just studying or working and being at work, or just having a long week where I've been physically drained. But when it came time that I needed to do something, I had something else I had to get done. I willed myself to get something done. Just like the player, like we discussed a few episodes ago about what makes a great man, a successful person is taking that extra set, the extra rep on your sets when you're working out, or taking that extra wind sprint when you know you're about to pass out. You go and do that extra level. That's a mindset. He also said that a good teacher gets his pupil to understand. He gets them to understand, not only understand, he has to understand what they're talking about, has to understand why they're doing what they're doing, has to understand how it fits into the strategy of the game, has to understand how your role in this particular play fits into the whole play for the whole strategy for this particular play, and how that whole play fits into the strategy for the whole game. Broke it all the way down. Once a pupil understands it, they will do it. That's basically what we're trying to do what I'm doing with these videos is trying to get some understanding. Now, I also understand that I am also learning from giving these videos. I'm becoming better at what I'm saying, becoming better at what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis because I'm constantly trying to figure out what am I doing, what are others doing so that I can not only bring it to you, but also to get better myself. And don't get me wrong, I have no problem with anybody coming out here to teach me, and I'm willing to learn. I have a mindset of learning because I plan to be the best. Period. I know where I'm going. Do you? Once you do, take the advice of a great coach. great coaches. Dedication to your craft. Consistency in your work ethic. The right mindset. A winning mindset. That's it for today. The Orlando Fortune, episode 9 in the books. Keep it as simple as 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, and don't break things.
Just keep your eyes on the prize and just hold on, because confidence is all you really need to live your life in style. So just do what you gotta do.